The funniest thing about being me is that people always send me messages and they're like, hey man, how do you afford cars like that? Because when they actually go and they check on the price of an SRT or something like that, they always, come right back and they're like, how the fuck do you afford shit like that? And the sad thing is, I make little videos in my silly Market Watch playlist and nobody watches them. Like, I only get like maybe 400 or 500 views, and meanwhile, while I'm driving fast on a highway acting stupid, I get 90,000 views. I just find that ridiculous. So anyway, this is a copy of my electric bill, as you can see, and this shows you what mining cryptocurrency has basically done to my electric bill. So basically, if you look at my energy usage a year ago, my kilowatt hours was slightly below about maybe 23, I think. But now this year, as you can see, it's, 24 kilowatt hours. So one of the biggest problems with mining Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever, the biggest problem is electricity energy uses. Because when you have a computer, like for instance, somebody asks, oh, how much does it cost to build a computer? Well, if you go the Micro Center route like I always do, a good computer with a Core i7 7700 or so is going to cost you about $1,000, give or take, taxes. To buy the video cards, you're talking about 2 GTX 1080 Ti's or 1080s if you can get them, because so many people are buying these things up trying to mine Bitcoin that the stores are running out. So ultimately, I mean, anybody can get into it. The problem is it starts slow because it costs you about $3,000 to buy in. So anyway, I made a video not very long ago. Only, what was it, July 16, 2017, and it was called Time to Invest in Cryptocurrency. And if you look at my video, I was trying to say, hey, everybody, yo, guys, if you've got some money, this is the time you want to buy in. So now, what I've been noticing, if you notice, Bitcoin took a little bit of a hit because there was so many sellers selling out of it. But now Bitcoin's up to, what, 27.90. Now, it took a little bit of a hit, but that's to be expected. The long term is what you're looking for. You're not looking for the short term. See, these day traders who try to jump in and jump out, I don't do that. When I buy shit, I buy it for a long term when I'm doing stocks. You buy low, you sell high. The problem is, if you're trying to get into Bitcoin now, it's kind of expensive if you want to buy each coin. I'm talking, $27.90 right now. If you tried to buy Bitcoins right now, you're talking about $27.91. Ethereum jumped. Like the last time when I made the video, I think the shit was like $178 or something. What is this? In 1 week, you could see it went from, what was it, like 177 a couple of days ago. It went from like right here in just 1 week, and now the shit's up to 227. And if you had bought in when I told you back on July 16th, well, let's look at where was it July 16th? Let's look at that. July 16th, it was 171. And if you had bought in right there, well, guess what? Right here, you'd be, look at that, 227.98. I believe the long-term Ethereum is going way up. Then there was Litecoin, July 16th. I told everybody, I was like, yeah, buy Litecoin, buy Litecoin. Let's see, I don't know how many people actually listened, but let's see, where was it, Litecoin on July 16th? I don't know if I can see it, but the bottom line is it was below like 40. It was like 39, 40, something like that. Now, Litecoin is up to 44.5. So very simply, the point is, yeah, you should have bought in, and if you didn't buy in, well, there are some investment opportunities still out there for you. For instance, this new cryptocurrency, Plexcoin, is designed so that they can try to make cryptocurrency sales, mining, and ownership, they're trying to make it easier. Now, they have right now what's called a pre-sale, so right now you're just registering to hold a spot. 17 days, 14 hours, 50 minutes, or whatever. So basically, in that much time, you got Plex cards coming, and that's going to be how money is put on these things and spent. So obviously, it says, when does it begin? Well, it begins, in 17 hours, or 17 days, 14 hours. Now, if you go to the bottom of this page, you can see how many people are pre-registered. Registration for pre-sale, 56,229 people. because of the success of Bitcoin and Ethereum and Litecoin, a lot of people are trying to buy in. Now, me personally, I'm running 3 computer systems. This right here is just my desktop. I don't mine off of this because, as you know, when you're doing mining, you pretty much leave that computer to just mine. So I've got 2 computers mining. I got my, what is it called? My Bitcoin wallet, and it holds my Ethereum, it holds my Litecoin, whatever. And this PlexiCard thing, I'm planning to buy into this. So I'm thinking maybe my investment should be about, maybe I'd say to be safe, I can go $1,000. If I really want to push it, I could go 5,000. But if I really, really believed in it, which I have to do my research first because I really want to see what the future potential of this is, I could go as high as 10,000 on it. But the problem is, if I spend 10,000, that's going to put me behind because that's down payment money for the Jeep Trackhawk. If these bastards at FCA will ever tell me how much the Trackhawk's actually going to cost. So as you know, it was a pretty wild day in the news. O.J. Simpson, the juice is loose. They let him out. And as you know, healthcare failed. And let me just say this in parting, because basically I'm pretty good at reading these things, especially when it comes to President Trump, since I basically know the guy. They wanted healthcare to fail. It's not that the Republicans, Trump, and the GOP, it's not that they couldn't reach a unanimous decision. No, 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 no. They want it to fail. Because if it fails, they can force the Democrats back to the table for reconciliation again. Well, the Democrats passed it pretty much all by themselves last time. They knew it was going to bite them in the ass once those individual mandates started hitting people. But now it's the Republicans getting hit. Individual mandates taking $700 out of people's asses. They wanted it to fail. They knew it was going to fail. The POTUS and the Congress have the power to push through anything they want right now. If they wanted to go to war with Hawaii, they could push that through and go to war with Hawaii. Thing about it is, what they don't want is they don't want just their hands to be dirty. They want the Democrat hands to be dirty too. So what do? Well, you let it fail, and then the Democrat welfare grubbing constituency is going to be screaming at their senators and all these Nancy Pelosi. They're going to be screaming at them, demanding free health care, free health care. The Republicans are addicted to free health care too. That's the sad little secret. The GOP's constituents, the DNC's constituents, all of them are addicted to welfare at this point. Well, my daughter's premiums are $20,000 and blah, blah, blah. They're all addicted. So they're going to be screaming at their Congress people to get something passed immediately. What they don't want is the individual mandate. They don't want to be taxed. What they do want is they want to get rid of pre-existing conditions. What they do want is to not be discriminated against because they spent half their life smoking drugs or shooting heroin into their arms. And that's another thing. The drug epidemic with the opioids that's rising, the Republicans aren't going to simply be able to pass a healthcare bill without addressing drugs and drug use and the drug epidemic, which is now affecting white suburbia, wherein before, when it was just black crack addicts, nobody really cared. They just put them in jail. Now, all of a sudden, it's a health problem. So anyway, be that as it may, you got to be prepared to invest in these drug companies, which you know their profits are going to be huge, simply because all of a sudden they're going to be, you know, cranking out, what is that, that shit that they pump into these heroin addicts when they overdose, whatever it is, Narcan, whatever, methadone, whatever. So you got to be ready to invest. And you people, you keep asking me, oh, how do you afford a healthcare? How do you afford a Jeep? How do you afford a house like that? Are you a fucking drug dealer? No, 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 no. I'm not a drug dealer. I'm a drug buyer. And when I'm talking about buying drugs, I'm talking about marijuana stocks, breathalyzers being made by Cannabis. I bought in at 0.15, shit's up to 0.47. It's going to go because they're getting ready to do their trials. That's how I do it. So the thing about it is, you got 2 options. You can either be in it to win it, or you're not. And that's my Market Watch segment for today. I think I'm doing better than Jim Cramer at this point.